It's still fall, y'all. Today's video begins at the Bucky's in Cloudland, Georgia. I'm going to travel about 200 miles today, so I'll need to fill up the gas tank. It's also the middle of the morning, and I'm hungry, so I'm going to be filling up the stomach as well. By the way, a third Bucky's location in Georgia will open up in about 18 months near Brunswick. Still not collecting sales tax on gas in Georgia, so the current price for regular unleaded is $2.96 a gallon. Got the self-pumping nozzle, and it's done pumping. Let's check out the breakfast we got, as Mama waits patiently in the car for me to film this. In the cup are some beaver tots. There's another cup in the bag. I also got a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Not one, but 2 brisket tacos, and this breakfast beef burrito, which has eggs, bacon, potatoes, and sausage. And there's this plane that's been circling this area for a few minutes. Maybe the pilot is looking for a place to land near Bucky's? Oh, and of course my parents each got a gallon of Diet Coke. By the way, before arriving here, we did vote in our midterm elections. Bucky's has a really great advertising campaign, mainly through word of mouth, but also with their clever billboards. For example, if I look south from this location, there's a billboard for the next one along Interstate 75, until we meet again. 165 miles to their next location in Warner Robins, just south of Macon. Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome everyone! The leaf season was a little short and about 2 weeks early this year. On the last video, I visited 3 Georgia state parks to check out the fall color. On this video, I'll visit 3 more parks, 2 in northwest corner of Georgia, and 1 just across the state line in Alabama. I'm on the road again. Let's go! That mountain range in front of me is the Cumberland Plateau. The plateau stretches from Lookout Mountain near Chattanooga down to Gadsden, Alabama. The first stop will be the Cloudland Canyon State Park, which is atop the Cumberland Plateau in the most northwestern county in Georgia. Just like last week, the leaf color is improving as I drive uphill. Also, the weather forecast was for mostly cloudy, but it looks like mostly a clear blue sky. After about a 2-hour drive, I've arrived at the Cloudland Canyon State Park. This is the first time in at least 10 years, maybe more, since I've been here. It's a fairly busy park for this time of year. Lots of visitors from not just Georgia, but from Alabama and Tennessee as well. And we're turning around. The park ranger said the park is at capacity, and he asked us to return in a couple of hours. I guess we didn't show up early enough. So I'll head to my next destination, which takes us on the Lookout Mountain Scenic Parkway. This is a very pretty road, and the leaves look great right now. This road will also take me into the Yellowhammer State, Alabama. I've been here a few times. In fact, one of my first videos on YouTube from 2018 was from here. I'm heading to Little River Canyon National Preserve. One of the main features is Little River Falls, which is a beautiful waterfall. Let's go see how that waterfall looks today. In 2018, this area had a lot of rain, so the waterfall was very impressive. Today, however, this area had very little rain in several weeks. It's a very short walk to the falls, maybe a tenth of a mile. The leaves along this path are very pretty, lots of different colors. Not too many people here today. I was expecting a lot more people based on the crowds of people reported by the park ranger back at Cloudland Canyon. And here's the waterfall. I'm really shocked how little water is going over the rocks. It's still nice, but nowhere near what I saw 4 years ago. Panning to my left, at the beginnings of this canyon, also much less water heading downhill. Look at all the people walking right up to the waterfall. Normally there's water flowing through there, but not today. There is a walkway that leads to the river. That couple standing on a small stone. That's really scary, really terrifying to me. Here's a marker on Little River Canyon. It's 550 feet deep and has fantastic views from the canyon rim. It's commonly called the Grand Canyon of Alabama. Look at the picture of the falls on a normal day. I don't think there's even 1/4 of the water flowing right now. Probably a whole lot less. Taking another look to compare. And now take a look at my video from 2018. Granted that year there was a lot of rain, so this waterfall was quite dramatic, but it sure does contrast with today's waterfall. Now walking across the bridge to get a look at the river from that perspective. This bridge has a fairly wide sidewalk and some seating areas if you want to sit down and chill out. Even from up here, you can see how little water is flowing down the canyon. Usually that whole rocky area is a stream of water. Today, it just looks like some small pools of water. Again, comparing with late 2018, lots and lots of water flowing through, quite a difference from today. Send in the drones. Looks like someone's getting an aerial shot of this area. One more look at the start of Little River Canyon, and then we'll take a drive south to look at other views from this canyon. The canyon is split into an upper and a lower canyon. This road goes along the upper canyon and it is well maintained. I'll cover about half of the upper canyon today. The leaves are pretty nice along this road. First stop on this road is the Little River Falls Overlook. There's a short overlook on this wooden pathway which leads to a more distant view of the falls. This marker gives directions to where we just were, a more up-close view of the falls. Also a reminder highlighted in yellow that you're on a cliff and to be very careful. And there's the fall way down there. That marker also mentioned these falls are 45 feet tall. Another look at how low the waterfall flow is now that we're in a dry period. Not too much leaf color here. In fact, it looks like most of the leaves have been blown down. I'm guessing there are higher winds in the canyon that have brought the leaves down. From here you can see people walking on the rocks just past the waterfall. Probably some great places to take a photo you wouldn't do ordinarily. Continuing south on the Upper Canyon Road. Interesting that most of the leaves are still on the trees along the road, but not so much at the canyon view back there. I'm at another overlook called Hawk's Glide. There are a few nice overlooks along this road. At this point you can start to see some rock cliffs. Some red leaf color inside the canyon still remains. It's still a very pretty canyon view. Some smudges of yellow leaf color here and there as I get a close-up of the canyon walls. Let's head a little further south to see another overlook. This overlook is simply called Canyon View. I'm coming up to the point where the canyon looks the best. You can see the rock cliffs are more prominent. Also notice the houses on the other side of the canyon, better leaf colored on my side. Notice the river down there, much less water than normal. Usually you can hear the water, but not today. Look at that house almost at the edge there. And over there, I'm not sure if someone is burning leaves. It's not cold enough to build a fire, and it doesn't look like a cookout. One more look at the bend in this canyon. You might be able to see another overlook at the top right of your screen. That's where I am headed next. Again, notice the leaf color is much better along the road. A lot of nice yellow color with some peach colors here and there. Also, it is such a beautiful day today. Next is the Wolf Creek Overlook. Thankfully, it's not too busy today, because these parking areas are pretty rough, not well maintained. To the left is the overlook I was just at. You can tell the canyon rim is much higher than the river down below, I think that sign by the waterfall said 550 feet. Check out the view in this direction. It's not the actual Grand Canyon, but it's impressive. Most impressive. I moved over here for a slightly better view of the river and headed southward, eventually out of the canyon. This river eventually ends up in Weiss Lake, which is near the town of Center, Alabama, about a half hour east of Gadsden. Now headed back to Cloudland Canyon. We're not even sure the crowds have cleared up, so we're taking a chance going back. Now we're back in Georgia, and our exit's in 11 miles. This is the town of Trenton, not the one in New Jersey, the one in the northwest corner of Georgia. And now we have to make our way back onto the Cumberland Plateau. I will say this week I have seen quite a bit of really nice fall leaf color. It's not all over the place, but in the spots where they have good color, it's pretty good. And now I'm back at Cloudland Canyon. Still a small stream of people heading into the park, so hopefully we didn't make a mistake and the park is still closed. Thankfully we've gotten into the park at this time. This is supposed to have a nice view of the canyon. We lost a lot of time due to the closure earlier, so we have just enough time to see the main overlook, which is just ahead according to the brown sign. I think the overlook is just beyond the railing up there. And here it is. Check this out. The canyon floor is 900 feet down. There's a strenuous trail that leads to some waterfalls, but I think the flow is not good because of the dry weather. Unlike Little River Canyon, this canyon has fantastic leaf color along the canyon floor. Distant view of the Tennessee Valley from here. Down here is another overlook. I'm not sure if it will be as good as where I was, but I'm going to check it out. Lots of trees in the way, but it looks like Little River Canyon, where I was earlier. The rock cliffs and even the leaf color are very similar. It's interesting the leaf colors are on the brown side over here, but very colorful on the first overlook. There are some interesting rock formations in the cliffs. This would be great to fly a drone into and get some video that way, but I think drone flying is illegal in all state parks. Here's a marker discussing the landscape of Cloudland Canyon. I guess what I've been calling rock cliffs should be called bluffs. I didn't know that there were caves near here besides Ruby Falls and Chattanooga. Also, this mentioned we are not only on the Cumberland Plateau, but I'm also on Lookout Mountain right now. So where does that mountain end and the plateau begin? I guess right here? Another marker notes what I see from the first overlook. The west rim is 1,000 feet away. There is a one-room cabin rock 3/4 of a mile away, and the Tennessee River is 10 miles away. Then the area at the bottom of the canyon is called Sitton's Gulch. It is 900 feet below the overlook. If your travels take you to Chattanooga, consider coming here as well. Zooming in on that one-room cabin rock, that's a really interesting rock feature. Although it looks like there's a railing on the top, I guess that's part of the West Rim Trail. Maybe someday I'll walk along that edge of the trail, see some other parts to the state park. Now getting a close-up of those bluffs on the right-hand side. The colors are really great here. Another shot of the canyon floor, 900 feet down. You gotta be in good shape to hike all the way down. Then the state of Tennessee is about 8 miles away or so. Looks like people on the West Rim Trail. I think that there's a viewing area over there. They appear to be looking in my direction. I definitely need to come back someday and explore more of this park. Some more quick video going along this side of the canyon rim. I'm glad the weather cooperated. It really brightened up the leaf color here. Last shot for today, I promise. Oh, and the main overlook has a short trail that goes down a few flights of stairs, but that was being used by a large wedding party. They were taking some photos down there. So I speculate the earlier closure was because of a wedding taking place at the main overlook. No mention of that on the Cloudland Canyon State Park website though. But when we returned, the park really wasn't that busy at all. However, we have a very short window to see the last state park on our day trip. Now, about an hour later and about 45 minutes until this park closes, I'm at James H. Floyd State Park. I've never been here. This is located close to the city of Summerville, which is about 30 minutes north of Rome. This park is very peaceful with lots of walking trails and also some lakes to do some canoeing and some fishing. The leaf color is pretty nice here as well. Here's a nice gazebo right on the lake. This is a nice place to bring your folding chair and just sit on the lake. Maybe with a little more time, I'd walk a little more of this peaceful trail. Not very many people here at all. It's very quiet here. This particular state park is nowhere near as popular as Cloudland Canyon or Amicalola Falls, also not as big. Over here is the visitor center. They have some Halloween decorations up. There are also restrooms, a gift shop, and where you can reserve a boat. There's a nice walkway across the second lake. I think there's a small boat ramp here. Some decent color on this side of the lake, and you can see a couple of people out on a boat, paddling close to those nice colorful leaves. A lot of leaves are off the trees on this side, but it's still a very pretty view, very peaceful. James Floyd was a state representative. When he was a boy, he was so thin that his football jersey was extremely loose. His football coach started calling him Sloppy, and James Floyd embraced the nickname from then on. The nickname is even on his tombstone. One of the walking trails in this park is about 1 mile long and leads to an old marble mine and a small waterfall. It's been a really beautiful day. I mentioned earlier the forecast called for mostly cloudy, which would meet the leaf color, but it turned out to be mostly sunny instead. It was a really great day. And that's it. Over the last 2 weekends, I covered 5 Georgia state parks and 1 national preserve in Alabama. I hope you enjoyed these fall videos. The holiday season is coming soon, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!